Greetings, Massive. Once again, we are live on this event, and this thing called Veterans and Reggae Future. Brought to you by Greg Isaac Foundation, our last event for the Reggae Month celebration. In the spirit of Reggae Month, we decided to put up 3 events, and this is the last one. And we give thanks to all those who have been following this event from Greg Isaac Foundation, State of UK, EU, and Africa. And right now, just like promised, we have another great figure in the Jamaican music scene right with us here. Greetings, Desi Jones. Welcome to the event.
Thank you, Chidi. Thanks for having me.
It's an honor to have you, my brother, because so many, when we say this Desi Jones, they will say, is a roots artist or is a dance? Chidi, I'm sorry, but where do we find him? I said, listen, man, it's not only those who go on the mic you have to check out. When we say icon, there are those behind, who make the sound come out. So Daisy, introduce yourself to your millions of fans listening right now,
Yeah, man. Greetings to all the fans out there. It's wonderful to be here with Chidi and have a happy reggae month. Nice. I am Desi Jones. I'm a drummer. I played with the group Chalice for years. I've played with Muta Baruka, and I've played with Jimmy Cliff, Master Griffiths, Freddie McGregor, Barrington Levy, Monty Alexander, Ernie Ranglin, Dean Fraser, a lot of them. And Gregory Isaacs as well.
See, hey, Daisy, as early as 7, they say, because you have to correct me or put me right, they say you were already playing at the Institute of Jamaica as early as 7 years. I mean, that means you didn't even learn nothing then, because 7 years like, going barefoot and picking jackfruit from the trees. And tell us about this early beginning of your career,
Well, at the Institute of Jamaica, I was taught the recorder and conga drum. That was basically what we did down there. And we did a lot of painting and things like that. And I stayed there up until the age of about 12. I learned conga drumming from a man called Mackie Burnett, a Trinidadian conga player. But that is the foundation, as well as my church, which was Salvation Army. I went there and I learned to play the trombone. And during that time, I learned to play the drum set. And a person by the name of Leroy Horsemouth Wallace used to come around there and show me some things on the drums and take me to the studio to watch him record for all these great artists.
I mean, playing at the age of 12, playing in the Salvation Army. When we hear Salvation Army, we always think about the Holy Grail, the church and the incense burning. Was that a spiritual setting, or it was just called Salvation Army Band, or was it connected to the church, Salvation Church?
Yes, it was actually a church, yes. Okay. But it's a church that did a lot of charity work. Like at Christmas time, we used to go out on the road and play our instruments and beg money, and the money went to the poor. Up to this day, that's what the Salvation Army does. They are outreach church.
So that means you had a very religious or spiritual background growing up then, or how did you get into the band of this church?
Yes, well, actually, there were 2 bands at the church, There was the brass band where I played trombone, and then we put together a little group, like a pop group, where I started to play the drum set. And as I said before, people like Horsemouth Wallace, they used to come over to the church and showed us a few little things. People from the Fab Five band used to come over there. Conroy Cooper, keyboard player, and he would show us things. That's where it all started.
Right. And I mean, you've gathered a lot of experience from early age, because you were also in the Sonny Bradshaw 7, if I remember.
Right. Sonny Bradshaw 7 was it was a pop band, a dance band. Okay. It did shows and dances. And I joined that band when I was 17 years old. Wow. And we played, you know, a variety of music, from jazz to rock, reggae, funk, ballads. That's where, you know, I developed an affinity for all forms of music, Latin music, African music, everything. And I stayed there about 5 years.
Okay. Yeah, I was just about to say that because your statement or your mark is on so many genres of music. You have no boundary, you know. When it comes to your where you play, you can play in any kind of music or genre of music. But now, we get to where people started to really see Desi Jones up front with Charlie's. Yeah.
Yes.
What led to you forming this great band, Charlie's, and tell us about your beginning with, you know, at the early stage of the band and your band members there.
Okay. The band Charlie's was formed by Wayne Armand and Robbie Pierce and Gary Pierce. They got together and actually the bass player Keith Francis called me. I was playing with Sonny Bradshaw 7 at the time. And I went and I joined the band. The band was a band of, we did original music, which was different for me because all my life I was playing other people's music. But Chalice, we left Kingston and we went to the country. We lived in Aracabessa for about 4 or 5 months, and we practiced day and night and composed songs, arranged songs. And then we came back to Kingston and recorded the songs. And then we started to tour. We did a lot of shows in Europe, especially Germany. And we did a lot of the Sunsplash in Jamaica. Wayne Armand was he and another person by the name of Trevor Roper. They were the lead singers, and Robbie Pierce. And you had Keith Francis, and you had Irvin Alaloyd, and Mikey Wallace. And I was a drummer, of course.
Original founding member drummer, you know, not just a drummer. You were there from the start. You had a couple of albums out with Charlie's, and which is still there for fans to, you know, reach out to and find. But then again, you left you didn't leave, you diverted into a different section to show the world also, or bring something for the younger musicians coming up through the book you released then, which is called The Art of Reggae Drumming. I mean, every musician that ends up bringing something literally out, but you did that. What inspired that move, you know, to just leave music now and try to contribute from the literary aspect of it?
Well, you know what? A lot of musicians in Jamaica, we play the music, but I wanted to leave something behind. I wanted to highlight the greatness of our music. You know, I wanted to highlight people like Sly Dunbar and Carlton Barrett and Carly, Mikey Boo Richards. So I wrote the book. That was the first instructional book on reggae drumming in 1983. And I wanted to just leave that little legacy behind because nobody did it at the time. A lot of people are writing a lot of reggae things now, but in those days, there wasn't anything. So, you know, that's a thing I wanted to do, and I had to do.
That's a great thing, you know, because I mean, we in the reggae, I mean, connected to reggae and so many aspects of it, we are still grateful that you set that foundation, you set that stage where legends like you and those who have, you know, gone through the process from early age up to today with us, we leave such instructions, you know, for the younger generations, you know. The other day I was speaking with George Miller from the, you know, the Fire Band.
Yes, yeah. Big George.
Yeah, he's also one of your colleagues also behind the drums, and he has also his son into the music, and of course you have yours in the music too. So we give thanks for this great work you're leaving behind for the
Mhm.
younger generation, because like I said, this event is called Veterans and Reggae Future. Yeah. And
Right.
we step up then, because we know that another band was coming along. You I don't know how many bands you've worked with, but tell us about School now, which came on then after.
Okay. Yes. I formed school in 1988, and the members change over time, just like any school. School is a learning and teaching institution, and that's what we do there. Right now, at the present time, my son is a member of the band, Joshua Jones, and you have Christopher McDonald, who is a keyboard player. And we use a lot of young players, people from the Jamaica School of Music who just recently graduated. And we do a lot of backing up. We back up a lot of artists. I mean, most of the artists, school used to back a lot on the Reggae Sunsplash US tour, Japan tour, and we still do. My son now has a project that he's spearheading, a school project. He will tell you more about it, but it's all related. Each one teach one. That's what it is, because they had people who taught me, like my mentors were like Peter Ashbourne, a keyboard player, and Cedric Brooks, a saxophone player now who died, and Sonny Bradshaw. So you see, all these people were great teachers for me. So I was in school, I was learning, but I was earning at the same time. So I wanted to give the youth a chance to do that. As Jimmy Cliff said, treat the youths right. And that's the main thing. Treat the youths right, because they are the future.
I mean, um, you are among the lucky ones who are able to have a seed coming from you that is also treading the same steps like you. How is it
Mm-hmm.
like, as a father, having your own sibling, your own seed, not sibling, sorry, your own seed treading your path? Is it challenging? I mean, is it very, how is it fulfilling to you? How do you feel to have, you know, that kind of experience as a parent?
Well, my son Joshua, when he was very young, he wasn't really interested in playing the music. I mean, he went to piano classes and all that when he was very young, but he didn't show any inclination towards, and I didn't force him into it. But then he started to play piano at this Jamaica School of Music, and then my good friend Glenn Brownie lent him a bass, and he fell in love with the bass, and he just started to play the bass, and he got good at it, and I feel very proud that he followed in my footsteps, even though I didn't force him into it. And he has different ideas from me. I mean, he's young, so he has a lot of different ideas, forward thinking ideas, even in this modern age now. I mean, he's teaching me a lot about technology. My daughter Jody, she teaches me a lot about technology. As a matter of fact, I'm on this Zoom thing because of her. I don't understand Zoom. I have just here because she set up her little studio and I'm talking to you.
I have to tell you,
So, yeah.
Great. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying that, the technology, I'm trying to catch up with it, but you have to make the youths you have to give them a chance to go ahead.
True. This is great. You're not just living only your personal works. You're living out with something that will carry your legacy. Or seeds that will carry your legacy. So it's great to have that, and give thanks for that also. Now you've worked with so many artists as a producer and also as a drummer behind so many great bands, which most of them you formed yourself or part of
Mhm.
the founding members. How is it like combining that aspect of being in a band and producing another band or another artist? How do you find that?
Well, it's very fulfilling because, you know, if you're a great leader, to become a great leader, you have to be a great follower. And when I was in Chalice, we had a very good band leader, Wayne Armand, and we followed along and we worked together. So when I formed my band School and when I produce people, you know, I understand where it's coming from. I understand, you know, whatever problem they have, I know right away because I've been through it. I've been through it. So it's a great feeling, but the part of producing that I love is actually arranging music, especially horns and things like that. Because I did a lot of that from Chalice, from Salvation Army days. I've been reading music, Institute of Jamaica. I read and write well. And I did arranging courses with Berkeley School of Music, you know, by correspondence. And I've had a lot of mentors like Peter Ashburn, who, you know, I learn a lot from. So now I'm imparting it to other people in my productions, in my bands, and it's very fulfilling.
Speaking about your production, we just want to take a track from one of the artists, you know, the young ones who are in the scene now that you produce. Something from Donovan Banzana thing called All That I Have, I Give. Listen to this, Marcy.
Not the kind of man who will go running the business, man. But all that I have, I give. So all that I have, I give. I never hold back. All that I have, I give. All that I have, I give. I never hold back. All that I have. I will walk the extra mile and bless you with a smile. 'Cause all that I have, I give. I'm not the kind that can pretend, so forever I will be your friend. All that I have, I give. All that I have, I give. I never hold back. All that I have, I give. All that I have, I give. I never hold back. All that I have, I give.
Yes, there is a great artist here.
Yeah, man.
There yourself, great work also. Tell us more. You're a father, right? How many children? Because you've been giving. You know why I play this track, Desi? Because you have been giving us all that you have music. That's only why I play. You know, because
Nice.
for 7 years, you know, you've been making rhythm and sound into this atmosphere because the climate, the universe listening to vibration. It doesn't even listen to any other thing. And you are one of the force that's been contributing to the vibration in this planet. Whether somebody knows that or not, you are there. So you've been giving us so much. So tell us about your personal life. You're a father. How many children do you have? And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, man, I have two children. My daughter Jodian and my son Joshua. And that's enough. Two. And yeah, they are very good kids. My daughter, she has a PhD. She studied in the US and she's a doctor now. And my son, he's with me in the music and he's producing, he's arranging, you know, and he's tech savvy, unlike his father. So yeah, that's it. And I'm married. I've been married for about 30 odd years now, you know, about 38 years. So my wife Judith, and Yeah, we're trying to go through this COVID thing. And there's no work now going on in Jamaica, I mean, in the world. But we are going through. Yeah.
Yes, big up the whole Jones family. Big up Empress Jody Jones. Respect for keeping this lovely soul, with us intact. So give thanks.
Give thanks.
Yeah, Jamaica. Tell us about your Jamaican lifestyle. What's your, because when they say Jamaican national dish, I mean, yeah, ackee and saltfish. I mean, one asks Desi Jones, is this your national dish too, or your favorite one?
No, I like ackee and saltfish, but my favorite food, I can tell you, is Chinese food. Chinese food is my favorite food from I was a boy. I love everything Chinese. I love Thai food. And my favorite Jamaican food is stew peas and rice with pigtail in it. I tell you that straight up. And I tell you, I love curry goat and I love oxtail. Those are my favorite things, straight up.
So all bookers, whenever you have Desi Jones, remember to have this thing backstage,
Yeah.
You're gonna have big problem, with this.
Yeah, man.
Anything lined up backstage, for Desi Jones.
Yeah, man.
Around.
Man, the Chinese food is important. Wherever I go on tour, the first place I look for is a Chinese restaurant. I know I'll get something nice there, All right. Yeah.
True. Well, it's an honor to have you, Desi, because, this is, like already, this is Greg Isaac Foundation project. So how did you get involved in this project anyway?
Oh, my very good friend, Kirsten, who we call Chris. Actually, we met for the first time in 2019 when I was on a tour with Lloyd Parks, the Rockers tour. So we were speaking to each other before by WhatsApp, and then we met at a club there, and then we started to talk more about the Gregory Isaacs Foundation. I have played for Gregory at least on four occasions in Jamaica and in New York. And when we met, we had similar vision for the whole thing, and she actually arranged for Donovan's album to be released, his EP to be released, and a video that we did. So she's an integral part of the team. We have a team thing going, and we are just waiting for this whole thing to open up again, because Kirsten is key to this whole thing for Donovan, especially.
Well, it's an honor to have you involved in this project, and also a great info to know that you and Gregory, have worked together in the past, so it's not like a new territory for you.
Right.
We look forward to greater things coming out of the foundation and greater works with you in particular. And so right now, you said it yourself, there's not a lot of work going out there now for artists, especially those in the entertainment industry. What message do you have to encourage your fellow artists and musicians? And also, what message do you have for the whole world, especially in this time that they are going through unprecedented issues?
Well, the message I have is really for musicians. I mean, this is beyond our control, but what we can control is we can still produce things and, have things ready, because when this thing is over, it will open up, the whole floodgate will open. So you have to be prepared, Some will be left behind if they don't get their things together. For instance, musicians, you should really even spend an hour a day to practice your instrument. I know you might not feel the vibes because you're not making any money, but even an hour a day, 1 hour a day, practice your instrument, run a few scales, practice your rudiments if you're a drummer. And this thing will go away eventually. So you just have to prepare yourself. That's basically the message I have, and try and keep safe, you know. They say you are to wear a mask, they say you are to stay socially distant, and you are to wash your hands. Let us do that, you know. They've proved that it has worked for people, so let us do that. And we hope that everything will come together soon.
True. Thank you so very much, Desi Jones, for this lovely word of advice. For the musicians, especially you heard it from the icon and veterans mode. Keep doing your thing. Don't watch the settings. Just keep working hard. It's gonna get back to normal, and then you will be in it, you know, stronger and more prepared even. So thank you so very much, Desi. It's an honor to have you. Like I said, we're looking forward to greater works with you in the Greg Razik Foundation and together with the Greg Razik Foundation.
Definitely.
Hopefully we'll have you in Africa. Just before I leave you, or you leave us, because I'm still here, man. I'm with Josh right now. Have you been to Africa on your tour days?
I have been to Africa many times. The first time was in 1989. We did a tour. It was a Sunsplash tour of Nigeria, Liberia, Zaire. It was Zaire at the time, the Congo. And then many times after that, I've been to South Africa with Muta Baruka. I've been to Ghana with Muta Baruka. I've been to North Africa, you know, all these North African countries with Jimmy Cliff, Monty Alexander. I've been to Africa many times. Kenya, I went to Kenya with Shaka Demos and Pliers. And yeah, man, Africa, wonderful. About 5 years ago, I went to South Africa with Dean Fraser for the Jazz Festival. So, you know,
so yeah,
Africa.
You know that Greg Razik Foundation is right now registered in some countries in Africa and is growing. So we're looking forward definitely to have you back in Africa, especially in Nigeria, where I come from. We'll be launching the foundation hopefully soon before things get back to normal in the world.
Okay.
And all those restrictions are lifted, then we can gladly welcome so many musicians, you being part of it, to Nigeria. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
One more track from an artist you produced from Donovan Banzana thing called Dress Up Like a Halloween. So right now it's COVID. Dress up like you're in COVID. Wherever that might protect you. But thank you,
thank you, Chidi. Thank you.
Yeah, keep on keeping on. Greetings.
Respect, sir. Respect. Nice. Yeah, man. Respect. Thank you.